Hello everybody, and today we are going to be unboxing the new Cosmic Brushes mystery box, and clearly I haven't even opened this yet. So I did buy this mystery box on release day. It is dubbed the Sinister Mystery Box, and it does retail for $77, and I'm almost certain that it is sold out currently on the Cosmic Brushes website. I don't know if they're going to restock it. I feel like they said they were going to, but don't quote me on that. This just got here today, and I'm super excited to open this. I wanted to be completely surprised by this, so that's why I didn't open it. I have not watched a single review on this. I don't think I've seen what the palette looks like. I know that it's been leaked a couple of times, but I honestly don't remember anything about this. So here is what the box actually looks like, and it's a pretty nice box, like classy cardboard box. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be just like one of the smaller boxes, so I'm really excited to see what's in here. So here's what it looks like when you open it. So it came nicely protected with some styrofoam. Oh, that's nice. I feel like such an influencer. Not really. So it looks like we're getting 3 cream blushes, 3 matte lipsticks, and the palette. So I'm going to start with the lipsticks and work up to the beautiful palette. I'm very excited to see what the color story is. So grabbing the first lipstick right here, and this is in the shade Salem. I saw that they were coming out with a Christmas collection too, and I'm super excited to pick that up. These will be the first face products I've ever tried from Cosmic Brushes. So here's the component for the lipstick, so very fingerprint friendly. So here's the shade right here. I'll swatch all of these once I open them, and this is magnetic, so that's nice. And this next one is in the shade Clarice, concealer lips shade. And then the next shade is Nancy. Ooh, that might be my favorite. Y'all know I love me a very dark lip. I'll swatch these lipsticks real quick, and upon first rub-a-dub on the back of my hand, these are a pretty nice formula. Feel very soft and creamy. Those colors are really pretty. So here's the shades right here. Really beautiful shades. And then moving on to the blushes, the first one is in the shade Dazed, also in our beloved fingerprint friendly packaging. Oh, that's a pretty shade. Kind of a mauve-y pink color. And the next is in the shade Heroin. We got a purple. I bet this would be absolutely beautiful if you had darker skin. I don't know how this would look on me, but I'm interested to try this out. I personally really like kind of like funky, out there blush and lipstick shades. That doesn't bother me, but I'm very curious to see how that's going to come out on my pretty pale skin. And then this last blush is in the shade Got Chills. That's a really pretty kind of like baby pink shade. Brush real quick and we'll swatch these. I'm just going to go in with my Cinema Secrets brush cleaner and clean off one of my brushes real quick to swatch it. If you guys have never tried this brush cleaner before, this is the absolute best brush cleaner I have ever used. You just dip the very tip of your brush in, and it completely saturates your brush, and then you just wipe it off on a towel, paper towel, and this will get your brushes immaculately clean. And the nice thing about it is that it has if I remember correctly, it has like a pretty high alcohol content in it, so it dries really quickly. I've been using that brush cleaner for years. Right, so I'm going to swatch these real quick. Right, these feel really creamy. And going in with these with the brush, they seem like they're kind of light in coverage, so these seem like they should be pretty buildable and blend out really nicely. Like I said, I'm very curious about this purple one. Ooh, she purple. She is purple. So those are the shades right there. I like it personally. It's wild, it's out there. So I'm definitely going to be trying out that purple blush. I like that they did something different. You don't see a lot of companies doing that. And then last but not least, we do have their fantastic eyeshadow quality right here. So this is going to be the Sinister palette. Same outside packaging. Ooh, that is a Gothic girl lover's dream. That is beautiful. I was very much entwined in the emo kind of goth. I wasn't goth community growing up, so these are 100% my colors. This is very much a My Chemical Romance, Green Day kind of feel that I'm getting from this palette. My emo lover is screaming. So they do have like a clear cream eyeshadow right down here. This is called Ghost. And it literally looks like there's nothing in the pan, but it's like a gel almost. Not a huge fan of that, not gonna lie. Like my lids are already oily as it is, so this is something I'm definitely not going to be able to use. That is such a weird shade. Hope it doesn't mold. I'm really torn. I kind of don't want to swatch it just because I'm pretty certain I will never use this. But I took the cover off of it so maybe you can see it just a little bit better. It literally looks like there's absolutely nothing in the pan, but there is. Don't really know how I feel about that. I am definitely not a fan of like Huda Beauty's gel eyeshadows that she puts inside of some of her palettes. It's just not for me. Again, I do have oily lids, so I can't really use them even if I wanted to. Honestly, guys, I'll swatch this palette, but I'm not going to swatch that one because I know I'm not going to use it. That's a little disappointing that they put that in here because I really, really don't like those type of shades, but granted, this palette was not made only for me. And I do know that some people really do like these kind of gel shades, but I tend to like a large majority of makeup. I'm pretty easy to please in that respect. The gels are just one thing that I'm definitely not a fan of, but that's okay. I'd say gels and glitters are going to be like my least two favorite type of like eyeshadow products when it comes to shadows, just because one, the glitters are messy and gels just don't work for me. Alrighty, so I think that I'm going to do 2 looks using this palette, so one on each eye. I'm going to attempt to try out all of the lipsticks as well as the blushes. So let me zoom you guys on in and we'll get started. Alrighty, you guys, I went ahead and primed my lids and did my brows. So many possibilities in here, and of course the reds. I think I'm going to do a pinky purple look and then like a black and red look. So I think the first shade that I'm going to go in with is this pink shade right here. And this is called Strange. And I will do lip swatches after I finish the rest of my makeup. Cosmic Brushes is definitely one of my favorite indie brands. Their formula is absolutely phenomenal. I was excited when I saw that they were releasing a mystery box and when they said that it was speaking to a goth lover's soul. I'm not goth, but I did have a lot of friends who were goth. I was emo growing up, so I had the black hair with the bangs in my face, the clothes with like the chains on it and everything, and the fishnets, blasting My Chemical Romance. Like I had some type of broken heart and was a hopeless romantic. I definitely don't miss high school and the like. Cosmic Brushes has such a nice formula. I'm absolutely in love with the color story of this palette, and it's very, very different from what they normally do, which I also really like. So the next shade that I'm going to go in with is this lighter pink shade right here, and this is called Fear, and I'm just going to use that to blend that shade out. Have any of you changed that much since like middle school and high school? Personality wise, really haven't changed that much. I've always kind of been soft-spoken, kind of quiet. Music interests really haven't changed. Obviously the way I dress has kind of changed. Now I live in sweatpants and sweatshirts for the most part. Obviously my hair is not black, it's back to my natural kind of ash blonde, but I do like to reminisce on those good but yet terrible days back in high school and middle school. The shades are laying down really nicely. This is definitely lightening that darker pink shade, so I'm going to add some of that back. Before the end of the video, I will pull out the actual Gothic palette that they did and we'll kind of compare that to this one. As per usual, shades laid down really nicely, blended out really well. So next, I'm going to go in with this stunning, stunning, stunning purple shade right here. And this is called Cursed, and I'm going to lay that in the crease, and then I'm also going to go in with this one right here called Ominous, and I'm going to put that in the outer corner. I'm just taking a very light amount of that Cursed shade because I still want my crease to somewhat be pink as well. Just really want to add some purpley depth. And once I lay these shades down, I'll blend out the outer corner shade with these first 3 shades that I've used. I did just finish filming my November Ipsy icon box, so I will get that video up after I get this one up. The shade is buildable. I'm literally just doing a very light dip into the pan so that I can build this up and keep some of that pink. And I'm going to go into that Ominous shade for the outer corner. And as per usual, so far, no complaints whatsoever with Cosmic Brushes formula. Their mattes are spectacular. spectacular. Their shimmers are to die for. I think that this palette was supposed to be limited edition and only available in the box, which I kind of hope that that's not true, but at the same time I know that these types of tones are absolutely not for everybody. Sometimes I feel like these types of tones only speak to a specific group of people, because I know a lot of people are very intimidated by the reds and the purples and the blacks, but I personally really love them. I'm gonna blend that out and I'll be right back. All right. There is just a very, very slight amount of fallout, just kind of right here, but not a big deal. I'm gonna lay down some glitter primer, and I think we gonna be a little different. So I think that the first shade that I'm going to go in with is the namesake of the palette. This looks like a duochrome shade right here called Sinister. Then next to that, I'm going to go in with Warning. So this gorgeous, gorgeous red shade. And then I'm going to go up here to this shade called Eerie. And this is like a kind of almost holochrome shade. So starting off with Sinister. Full disclosure, there is absolutely some bias towards Cosmic Brushes. Their quality is just so nice. But again, I'm really not a fan that they put that cream shade in here. I'm going to go into that red Warning shade. Hello, gorgeous. Ooh, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, she's beautiful. God, that is gorgeous. All right, now I'm going to go into that Eerie shade. Oh, that is so pretty. Love it, love it, love it. Especially, of course, the red shade. I absolutely love the way that this looks. Again, their shimmers are some of the best quality shimmers. So let's go ahead and start working on this eye. So, ooh, the possibilities. I know I won't get to use every shade in this palette, but let's see. I guess I'll kind of do something similar to this, but in reverse. So I'll go in with red in the crease and like purple and gray on the lid. Alrighty. So the first shade that I'm going to go in with is the bright red in the palette right here, and this is called Danger. I'll darken it up here with Nightmare, and I'll blend those out with Bone. So going in with Danger, this is like a true red shade. Really, really pretty. All right, I'm going to darken it up a little bit with Nightmare. Curious to see if these will stain or not. I've only ever had problems with some of their purples staining. Staining doesn't really bother me, so it's not really a big deal to me personally. And I'm going to go in with Bone and blend both of those out. These are blending out really nicely. Not having any problems. Alrighty, well, I'm very happy with how that looks. So I think for the outer corner, because I do kind of want to go in with that gray menacing shade, but I feel that it's definitely going to be darker than the brown. I think I'll skip the menacing shade, so that will be the only shimmer in here that I don't get to use. So I'm going to go in to darken up the outer corner with this brown shade right here, and this is called Damned. And as usual, I will take the last three shades to blend this shade out after we pack this on the corner. This one's taking just a little bit more effort to build up, but that's okay. It's still building up to the shade that it is in the pan. Cosmic Brushes, like many, at least in my opinion, many indie brands, their shades essentially blend themselves with very minimal effort. And even for someone like me, I don't really struggle with blending stuff out, but it's still really nice to not have to put in a metric F ton of effort to blend shadows out. And in working with these shades in here, the only ones that have had kick up in the pan are going to be the darker shades. The rest of them, it's pretty minimal. So I'm happy with how that looks. I'm going to lay down some glitter primer and we'll use 3 more of the shimmers. All right, so and in order of application, I'm going to go in with Haunted, then Chilling, and then Shiver. That's a beautiful purple. We'll add back some more of that brown shade after I lay these down. So now I'm going in with Chilling. And last we're going to go in with Shiver. It's a very beautiful kind of like baby pink shade. I'm going to go ahead and add in more to that outer corner, finish off the rest of my makeup, and we'll come back and we'll finish off the lower lash line and do some lip and cheek swatches. Alrighty, you guys, I just went ahead and put on my foundation and concealer. I'm going to go in with these blushes first before I finish off the rest of my face. So I think that what I'm going to do is on this side, I'm going to go in with the dark pink and the light pink. So I'll put the darker pink up here and the lighter one down here. And then on this side, I'm going to go in just with the purple. Do this just a little bit at a time since I don't know how pigmented these are going to be. I do not have any setting powder on right here, just underneath my eyes so they don't crease. It seems like that blends out really nicely. Yeah, just a smidgen more. All right, well, these, just this shade at least, layers nicely. It blends out really nicely. Seems like it is buildable. It didn't take anything out from underneath. So let me go in with that other pink. That is a really light pink, and I'm pretty fair skin. It's like a soft flush of color. I like both of those. The lighter pink one is definitely just a much lighter flush of color, but that's okay. Formula is really nice. It's creamy. It seems like it's buildable, so we appreciate that. And now I'm going to go in with the purple. Slightly nervous about this one, but we do it for science. She purple. Okay. So I'm going to go in with another layer, but on me, I don't think that I can necessarily pull this off. I think I am too fair skin tone to be able to do that on its own, because in person, even though this is purple, I feel like on camera, it's kind of coming off like a purpley gray color. So that's that by itself. Yeah, I cannot pull that off on its own, but I am going to try mixing some of that darker pink in. I think that probably make it look just a little bit better. I mean, I'll definitely get use out of the purple one, but I will absolutely have to mix it with other colors, which is fine. So yeah, that's a little bit better. I don't know how well it's coming off on camera, but in person, now it's more of kind of like a purpley pink color. So at least in person, I do like how that looks a lot better. So let me go ahead and add my bronzer and my highlighter, and we'll be right back and we'll do the lips. Alrighty, let's go ahead and finish off the lower lash line. Since there's not a shade light enough in the palette to use as an inner corner and brow bone, I'm just going to go in with my highlighter once I'm done with this. Alrighty, so for this eye, I'm going to go in to this shade right here called Crypt, and then for the other eye, I'm going to go into this purple called Creepy for the lower lash line. And just to use one more shade in here, I'm going to go in with the black one right here called Void, and I'm just going to run that along the upper lash line on both lids. And then otherwise, I have used all but 2 shades, with the exception of the Ghost cream shadow. So I'm just going to stamp this black along the upper lash line. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add my highlighter to the inner and outer corner, do my mascara, and I'll be right back and we'll do the lip swatches. Alrighty, let's go ahead and finish off with these lip swatches. So I'm going to go in with the darkest one last. So I'll start with the lightest one. And again, this one is called Clarice, and it's a shade right here. I already know this is going to be very, very light. Probably not my favorite. Nice formula. Very, very nice formula. But definitely the concealer lip type of look. I think I would like this better with like a darker lip liner with this kind of like blotted like on the inner portion. But this is going to be the lightest shade, Clarice. Extremely comfortable formula. Like very, very comfortable. I really hope they come out with more lipsticks if this is how the quality is going to be. So let me go ahead and take this off and we'll dive into the next shade called Salem. Oh, that's a pretty shade. Sorry about the poor application, but this is the shade Salem, and I really like this shade. This is a really beautiful kind of brown terracotta shade. I would definitely get use out of this for the remainder of our fall season. I think this is absolutely beautiful. So let me go ahead and take this off. I'm gonna line my lips and then we'll go with the last shade, and the last shade is called Nancy. Right, just line my lips with a ColourPop brown lip liner. So now we're gonna go into that beautiful, beautiful brown shade. This is probably my favorite shade in here. Of course, naturally, this is absolutely my favorite shade of the 3 of these. I love these deep browns. I mean, this is like a true dark chocolate brown color, and I think it's fabulous. So this is the completed look using the mystery box. I'm very happy with how this looks. I definitely have a couple thoughts, but overall, I'm in love with both of the eye looks. Love this lipstick. And yeah, let me go ahead and zoom you guys on out, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Alrighty, you guys, so my final thoughts on this mystery box. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So when it comes to the lipsticks, and this feeling also extends to the blushes, I don't like this type of packaging simply because it is too fingerprint friendly, and I think that it just kind of makes it look dirty, but that's not the point. These lipsticks are absolutely fantastic. The formula is so nice. It is so creamy. It is lightweight. It does not feel dry. It's very comfortable. I really hope that they come out with more of these because this is an incredible formula for lipstick. That lightest shade is absolutely not my favorite when it comes to being worn alone, but I would like it if it had like a darker kind of lip liner over most of the lip with that kind of like dabbed in the center and a gloss laid on top. But this color is perfection. And then when it comes to all of the blushes, so I was very excited to see that they included blushes in here. I really like this formula. It was buildable. It blended out really nicely. Probably would blend a little bit better with a sponge, but I just prefer brushes because I'm lazy. But it blended easily. It built up really nicely. Now the purple, at least for me, and this is just my opinion, does not work well on light skin tones. It kind of came off like a purpley gray cast, which I didn't think was flattering, but when I mixed it with that kind of darker pink shade, I thought it was really, really beautiful. So those two colors together might be a new color combination for me for my cream blushes, but the formula is really, really nice. And I would definitely be interested in seeing more face products from this brand just based off of those. Like, I think some bronzers would be awesome. And then, of course, the star of the show, the Sinister palette. First of all, I think this outer packaging is absolutely beautiful. I love like the handprints in here. I love the lettering, love the color. And then opening it on up, I think, again, the color story is absolutely beautiful. Not a huge fan that they put this in here, but that is just a matter of absolute personal preference. I will never use that, so I'm just going to leave it covered. The shimmers in here are absolutely immaculate. They are gorgeous. They are stunning. All of the above. The mattes are their standard, absolutely beautiful quality. They blended effortlessly, very minimum effort needed to blend them out. They built up really nicely, and a little bit of bias. I think it's an absolutely beautiful palette. Now, let me grab the Gothic palette real quick. So here is the Gothic palette. Obviously, just from seeing that alone, you can tell that they are very different. So here's the two of them together. Some similarities when it comes to tone. I think these are actually really nice complements to each other, but obviously these are very, very different from one another. This is definitely your pure like purpley mauve type of tones, and then this has a mixture of browns, reds, purples, grays. But I do definitely think that there are some similarities in here, but they are different palettes. So I'm happy to be adding this Sinister one to my collection. Again, Cosmic Brushes, incredible quality. If you've never tried them, highly, highly, highly recommend. But yeah, guys, that's going to complete today's video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Did you pick up this box? What were your thoughts on the palette, the blushes, and the lipstick? Is the color story your style? Yay or nay? Let me know. And thank you guys for watching another one of my videos today. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I do tend to upload pretty frequently throughout the week, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.